Now let's cover the last deforming tool. I have to say, this is a very interesting one in this case. Let me add a new object like this with these same levels of subdivisions 20, 20, 20 and these proportions. Now select the deform and deform polygroup. And in the Deform PolyGroup it will allow you to first select any of these elements. You can select faces, edges, or vertices. But it is different to the usual selection that we have seen until this moment, which is that you click and select. In this case, at the moment that you get over, let's say, an edge or a side or a vertices, it's going to look in a different way. And if you get closer to the mouse and you can see the center of your mouse, you can see that there is a kind of a structure like a cross over the section that allows you to have control of that part. So let's say that I want to take this edge and I want to move it to the right. So I just click over the edge, and as you can see, immediately I have two options to the left and to the right to move the object. Let me undo this. I'm going to unselect the snapping tool. And now you can see that I can move and translate my object in different positions. Now I can also move my object up and down respect to this cross. And this is something very interesting because you can create really creative deformations of an object just playing with these values. Control Z. The other thing is that the deformation can be linear as well. So as you can see here, this is a very straight structure that we are deforming, different to the smooth one that we did a moment ago. Let me Control Z. Let me put it this, smooth. And now you can see that it is creating like kind of a curve. So this is really interesting. Now, let's say, Command Z again, and Command Z. Let's say that now I want to use it, but with a vertice. So as soon as you get into the vertice, this allows you to, okay, let me move one vertice in one direction, this direction, or even going to the top or down. So again, these are different structures that you can generate depending on your requirement. What is important with this kind of tools is that you remember that they exist, so you don't have to be extra creative and using other tools to generate the same effect that you want to create here. So here's an example of a linear structure. Now, the other things that you can do besides this, by the way, I can take as well one of the sides and saying, yeah, I want to move the side up, down, or even to one side or another. The other option you have with the Deform PolyGroup is that you can make a transformation as well for rotation. And to explain this, let me take just for a moment this edge, move it a bit here. In fact, let me Control Z. I want to do it. Linear at this moment. Move it here, and then let's move this vertice just a little bit in a couple of different directions. Now, I can change the transformation to rotate and get to this one, for example, and changing the rotation of the object. Another option is that I can take, let's say, something like this side here, and then I can rotate the object. As you can see, this is another kind of deformation of the object using the same rotation as transformation. And this is how you're going to play with different objects. Even you can move an entire side and make it rotate based on the center where it is located, that side. There you will find that there are some limitations depending on what is the movement that you want to create, but it is pretty much open and definitely something worth to try it and to again having in your conscious and saying, well, maybe if I want to create, let's say, a building or some structure that is going to be totally different, we can use the Deform PolyGroup.